Hi, welcome to 1135 Fairbanks. See, the little guy says welcome. So this is where we live, and I will walk you down our street. Ooh, it's garbage day. The bins are out, and sure enough, the gate says the Millers. I think the apostrophe might be in the wrong place, but hey, you never know. Anyway, there's the house. So let's go in the gate. And oh, there's the dog, because the dog's always around. She's always 2 or 3 steps in front of us. So here we go, front yard. Lawn needs a mow. It's been only 4 days, but you know how it is when the sun's finally come out and it's been rainy, so there we are. Anyway, on with the garden tour. We have flowering cherries, we have mungo pines, heathers. Take a few steps up, and then we find there's some tiger lilies and some day lilies, which are really lovely, except every time you walk past them you get brushed with the pollen and it sticks on your clothes. But that's okay. They're a little difficult to deadhead, so I just let them do their thing, and then when they get old and nasty I pull them out and start again. Anyway, oh, there's the dog. We mostly see the back end of her, but that's okay. Up here we have a little orchard with 2 Italian plum trees, a pear tree, and I think we've even got pears this year, even though we've got a lot of deer damage, because once again the deer, see? Yeah, there's some pears right in there. We've got deer damage, but that's okay. And we have grapes that the birds get and we don't. And Sweet Williams. Here's Paul's workshop. That's where he spends most of his day. We have a boat shed and a garage for the car. And along here is the vegetable garden. And this year, not growing vegetables, just poppies and raspberries. Lots of raspberries this year. Got a real problem with them. They keep popping themselves up in the garden. So I gave up on the veggie garden. But I do grow herbs, sage and oregano and thyme. And my favorite flower is the zinnia. So I planted lots of zinnias along the sidewalk as we come in. And they were slow to start this year, but now that we've got some warm weather, they're just popping right along. Aren't they pretty? They're lovely. Sturdy little flowers they are. Anyway, here we go. You're going to go down the steps. Don't fall, Eleanor. And along to the front of the house, where we have lots of Meadowland roses. The pinks are the nicest. See, when we get into August, they'll almost cover the windows. So I have to cut them back. And we've got lots of spirea and barberry. Keeps the deer out of the flower beds. And over here, we've got a red Meadowland. And more barberry and spirea, of course. And here we are. We're in a little darker now, out of the sun. And that's the box for the fish filter, for the fish pond inside. Lots of, oh, the dog butt. Lots of lavender this time of year. And, pots of things. These clematis, or small flowering clematis, and they are just lovely in the spring. Climbing hydrangeas, Portuguese laurels. Got a couple of chairs here that we sit in the afternoon and drink our cappuccinos and throw cookies for the dog down on the garden. The lower garden is a fountain that's surrounded by lavender, which is just, once again, lovely this time of the year. Oh, I see we've even got some lilies out. The wire around the top of the pond is to keep the herons out. We call it the sneeze bar. The herons do come and try to get our fish, and we do what we can to keep them out. So there you go. You have to do what you'd have to do. You have a lovely pergola that Paul built a couple of years ago, which is now getting covered by a, what's its name? can't remember now, but a vine that is doing very, very well. We've got 6 hanging baskets from that one. And along here, we'll go down to the lower garden. We've got some Spanish lavender here that I just trimmed back last night with a pair of shears. And we'll be quick about this. Here we go. Oh, there's the compost bin. It's a big one. The climbing hydrangeas. We had to terrace the yard when we built so that we had some flat spot, because this is a north slope down to the ocean. Got a lovely little flower annual that I started buying this year. Don't know what it is, but I think it's going to be one of my favorites. It's certainly doing well in this location. And along here we've got a bench to sit and look at the fountain from. And more of this sort of built-up terrace area. And as you can see, we get lots of volunteers. I let the seeds fall, and if I get flowers, I leave them. If I get weeds, I pull them. And along here, more of the climbing hydrangeas and the clematis, which is growing over the nice trellises that Paul built me. And just behind that pieris, you can see peeking out is our propane tank. Ho ho, sneaky. And now we're down in the lower garden. Now this is the entrance to the suite, and that's where Hadley and his mom Lana live. She's got a very nice view from down here. And one of the things that we've got planted down here is an old-fashioned rose, and they have a lovely scent. And under it we have an old dead cat named Millie, so we call this Millie's rose. Whoop. Now in the fall it has beautiful big rose hips on it, but we don't make tea. It's a little weird. The cat's buried under it. Anyway, here we go. Coreopsis is about to come into bloom. It's a little later, so that's nice. It'll give us some color in August. The lilies, this is a different kind of lily, and they do well down here as well. Once again, the garden is planted to keep the deer out, and we put plants in and around that either the deer don't like or are shielded by spiky, smelly things. And we have more lavender. The pond is quite pretty this time of year. I call it the bare-breasted babe fountain. The sound is quite nice. Paul really enjoys it. I think he likes the fountain a little more than I do, but that's okay. We've got lots of fish in there, probably a couple of hundred, but they're shy. They won't come out and say hello. Anyway, there's the balcony up at the top. And as we walk around the fountain, you can see the view from the lower yard. It's really quite nice. A little hazy today. Apparently we've got haze and smoke from Russia. We apparently had some forest fires. Now the island that you can see in the background is Salt Spring Island, and very popular place. Expensive real estate, and it's where the hippies live. I shouldn't say that in my little video, but it's the truth. Hanging baskets. Now this is a pretty flower that I'm not sure what it is, but I think I'll go over to the garden center and find out what I bought. I like to just buy a bunch of things that I haven't bought before and stuff them in, along with some of the old diehards. And, we've got lots and lots of rosemary because it volunteers, so we let it. The rhodos do well in this climate, and as do the lilacs. More hanging baskets. And more volunteers. And we've got all kinds of things that are happy to grow in the gravel, including, oh, here we go, whizzing around, the lavender. Just stuffed it in the gravel and it's done very, very well. So that's the lower garden and the top garden. There we go. And I will end this little video at this point because the files are pretty big, and then I'll go on to make another one. So, see you in a minute.